Hey guys, TMF, and want to share with you guys recent headlines coming out of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. So here's the New York Times. Israel tightens holiday lockdown, restricting prayers and protests. Israel now has one of the world's worst outbreaks of the corona, but the government's response has gotten mired in political and cultural wars. Praying at the Western Wall just before the lockdown went into effect. Most businesses and workplaces will have to close under the new rules, and all gatherings, including protests and communal prayers, will be restricted. Okay. Benjamin Netanyahu then goes on to say this, quote, "We have heard from the experts that if we do not take tough and immediate measures, we will reach the edge of the abyss," end quote. Now, when I heard this, I just couldn't help but laugh. Couldn't help but laugh. It's quite obvious when you know how they work, of course, using this type of language, using a word like this, especially from an individual such as this, one of the SOS overlords. This is essentially Saturnian occult language being telegraphed, right? Revelation, bottomless pit, abyss. Okay, this is the typical telegraphing here. This word, not by accident, very, very, very deliberate when it comes from, again, individuals such as this. Edge of the abyss. They love to use and reference the abyss, anything surrounding the concept of this word in the biblical context.
Cool. So I got it tatted on me.
Yep.
Right here. 999. If you a person that believes anything that's any type of thing has to do with the Bible, I think in the last book of the Bible it say that 666 is the mark of the beast, right? And that's that's Satan. That's Baphomet. That's hell. 999 represents taking whatever hell, whatever bad situation, whatever struggle you're going through, and turning it into something positive and using it to push yourself forward.
Oh, snap. Okay, you talking revelations right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, all right. Good enough for me, man. Okay, number 2, to decode for us the meaning behind the abyss.
We all in the abyss. We all are. That's what life is. But it's different though, because you could have people in the abyss. My music be having people in the abyss. And it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but just know you always there at every point in time. It's the abyss.
Okay.
So the abyss is another term for the bottomless pit. And here we have Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon, the destroyer. Right? So what is the bottomless pit? Bottomless pit, abyss, the deep, a very deep gulf or chasm in the lowest parts of the earth, used as the common receptacle of the dead and especially as the abode of demons until they go to hell after final judgment. In other words, it is a temporary holding place with temporary punishment for the fallen angel or demons or evil spirits until they go to hell after final judgment. Okay. The abyss, bottomless pit, and the deep are different words for the same place. It is a literal place of punishment for spiritual beings that are at enmity with God. And so let us not forget about the most infamous example and depiction of the opening of the bottomless pit, the abyss, via the CERN film Symmetry, because this is exactly what this film shows. The bottomless pit, the abyss, the black void, of course achieved by the opening of a portal via their particle collider at CERN, and they break through the other side and show what? The chasm of the deep. The black void depicting specter, ethereal-like entities here floating around in this void, the abyss. And of course, let us also not forget about the other infamous reference to Revelation 9:11 and the abyss and bottomless pit, and that's of course the 9/11 memorial, the infinity pool. Infinity, never-ending, depthless, bottomless, no doubt designed to refer to the bottomless pit in Revelation. Revelation 9/11, the 9/11 attacks, the 9/11 memorial. You get it? This is all by design, and of course, a total of 33 feet from the top all the way down to the cubic entrance, to this cubic, seemingly cubic, bottomless void. So here's some more artwork from his clothing line and company, as well as some images of some tattoos he has. And as you see here on the forearm, he has abyss and sixes. Of course, anti on his hand. Here's a cover with a bunch of eyeballs, skulls, and of course, a serpent. Here's a pair of pants you can get from his website called 999 Club. Some sixes on the pants held up by a skeleton, of course. Here's some more sixes on the skull, the forehead of a skull, and some other skulls. Found this one quite interesting. Some purple rings around his head while he looks zombified or possessed. And of course the sixes on his sleeves, on the sleeves.